Hi and welcome to the third power, the ground-shaking force that arises between alternate and economy picking. Sometimes 1 plus 1 isn't 2. Sometimes the power of 2 is greater than the sum of the number itself. Sometimes 1 plus 1 is 10 or more, and the reason is simple. An individual can have certain strengths and weaknesses, but if you get together with another person who is strong where you are weak and weak where you are strong, you won't be twice as effective, you'll be 10 times as effective as you are alone. That's the magic of the number 2. That's the third power that arises in between the two forces that get together and form something far stronger than the sum of them both. People often ask me what picking technique they should choose to practice. Should I go with economy picking or should I go for alternate picking? And some even discuss which technique is the best. Some even argue about it as if you had to pick one or the other. If you live in the West, you have to choose one woman or man to be with. Having 2 girlfriends or boyfriends doesn't work real well in this part of the world. But when you don't have to choose between one or the other, why would you? Sorry for the analogy there, but I think you get my point. And when it comes to picking styles, you can learn both. No, Klaus, it'll be too much work, some people say. But you are very wrong. If you're the least into sweep picking, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't learn economy picking as well. Because the only difference between sweep picking and economy picking is that there is no difference. It's almost the same challenge. Economy picking is really just alternate picking, aside from the string shifts, which you perform with sweep picking. You sweep from one string to another, that's one side of it. The other is that once you start developing a new alternative to your primary picking style, you almost instantly become better at what you already know, because now you have an alternative. When you have only one picking technique at your disposal, you have no choice. You have to use that picking style for everything, all the time. But if you have several ways of producing the same notes, you develop freedom. The freedom to choose what fits your mood and your muscles the best. This creates confidence in you that you can get the job done no matter what. Having more options is essential to developing the relaxed, fluent and free playing style that we all want. When I got out of my alternate picking is the only true and right way to produce the notes, and started developing my economy picking skills, my alternate picking skills got so much better. I started playing in a more relaxed way and made fewer mistakes. I just had so much more fun, so I really urge you to go for it. Decide to get the best there is for yourself. Do not settle for anything else but the best when you can have it. And you can have it if you decide to, and you keep putting one foot ahead of the other. In this program, I'm going to first cover the mechanics of this amazing technique, and then I'm going to give you a few core exercises that you can do. These exercises nail the fundamental challenges of hybrid picking so that you have a simple but central tool that you can return to whenever you want to improve your technique. If you follow the simple practice routine I give you and you do the very easy exercises one by one, you will develop terrifying hybrid picking skills, I promise you. The only thing you have to do to get to where you want to go is to not stop, is to not quit. For every time you do the exercise, just once, you'll have moved yourself closer to the goal. It's just simple mechanics. There's no hocus pocus to it. It's just a simple process of repeating the right and most effective exercises enough time for your brain to get the message. Everyone who follows the road to Rome gets to Rome. It's not about talent. It's not about age, gender, race, color, intelligence, or country of residence. It's about doing what others have done to reach the same destinations. It's predictable and reliable. After that, I'm going to cover a couple of very important principles that will help you progress as fast as possible. The 2 principles are the principle of critical mass, and the second is the principle of concentration. These 2 elements are often completely overlooked, even though they are essential principles behind any rapid learning process. If you make sure that you use these principles when you practice, you will progress so much faster than anyone around you. In my estimation, the principle of critical mass and the fact that very few people are aware of it is the main reason why so many people find it almost impossible to reach the skill level they want. Armed with the core hybrid picking exercises and the 2 progress acceleration principles, we launch into the magic of this program. And I'm not using the word magic because I think it sounds cool, but because it's the only word I have to describe the abundance of new options you get when you master hybrid picking. Economy picking is limited by math. If economy picking is your only option, you have to arrange the notes so that you have an uneven number of notes or strokes on each string. Otherwise, you can't cross from one string to another with a single sweep. Alternate picking requires you to have a fair amount of distance between your string shifts, because string shifts require some inlet in order for them to be effective. The very same thing that are hard to do with economy picking is easy to do with alternate picking and vice versa. So when you have both options in one picking style, a whole world of new ideas and possibilities opens up to you. And that's the magic I'm talking about. It's like finding a room in your house you didn't know was there. You begin to look at the scale shapes and your fretboard in a totally new way. So in this section, I'm going to show you a lot of the ideas that I have developed with this technique. And I promise you, these ideas will be fresh and new, and they're bound to inspire you to come up with your own ideas as well. The licks and sequences we're talking about here will influence your style deeply because they are so different from what most players have in their vocabulary. And the cool thing is they are so comfortable to play, so you'll want to play them. Hybrid picking, when used in the most optimum way, is like a dance to your hand and fingers. When you get these licks up to speed, you're going to look at your right hand and get this weird feeling that you're not really doing this. Your hand will have developed a life of its own. Your brain will take over and take care of the details, and it will want to do it because you're offering it the most effective picking technique for every challenge in the lick. You'll take the shortest route to producing any note, and the human brain loves that because it's all about preserving resources and choosing the most intelligent way to do anything. Then in the last part of this program, I'm going to give you a challenge. I want you to do something specifically for a week, and anyone can do it if they're up to it. No matter what you do for a living, or whether you live with your parents, or whether you're married or divorced, you can accept this challenge if you want to. And if you do, I promise you, you'll become addicted to hybrid picking. And that's what this program is all about, making you addicted. But it's a good addiction. There's so much mediocrity in this world. So many of us strive to be secure and comfortable over things like adventure and passion. Becoming addicted to becoming a master of this instrument is completely safe. It won't hurt your financial situation, nor will it take away our pension plan, but it will strengthen and enlarge the most important emotion in our lives, the emotion of passion. If you can sustain your passion and not listen to the false thoughts about what's the use anyway, and why work so hard for something that doesn't give you a paycheck tomorrow, and do I really think I can become as good as the best, and why bother when I have to pay the freaking rent? If you can ignore all that crap and preserve and protect the fascination you've got for this magical instrument, then you can pick and choose the skill level you want, like a kid in a candy store. So I hope you're up to the challenge, but let's put our attention on the fundamental and extremely effective hybrid picking exercises first. Let's go.